right, another video. It's a dreary Sunday evening. Just current status out there. Breaking down boxes. Going. That's what we're doing. We're doing some shop work today. I was just going through things. One of my last videos mentioned I picked this thing up. That was the box that was out there. Week one, fantastic. It is heavier than a blow, but like it's a pound or two heavier. And to me, what's the difference between 22 and I think mine that I run is 22 normally pounds. I think this is 26 pounds. This is on the lighter side. This is on the heavy side. What's like most guys have a 24, but what's the difference? I mean, yes, 2 pounds, but you're not going to feel it. The overall size, it's actually very interesting. Not to make this another blower compare video, but obviously this is a lot more heavy duty. It's the biggest blower they make, the PB9010, in terms of echo. But this is just this guard is like a very soft plastic, where this is a hard plastic, I guess. I don't know, maybe does this crack if it gets thrown around, but this has been used and abused. This is 2017, God knows how many hours. But it's I don't know, just an observation I had. Skag's doing well. I actually kind of hit this little deck rub over here, not at speed, but it was rolling. So that was like the first new car scratch, I guess. The Toro has been trucking along. The Toro needs a lot of work. Honestly, Toro's for sale. Toro's for sale, but not really for sale, because I don't keep up with posting it, and nobody wants a mower come November. But I don't know if a spindle is going. They're all spinning. I gotta either take the deck up or really raise it and look under there. It's got quite the sound when the blades are engaged, and that's been going on for a while. I don't know, maybe something's wrapped around there, but it's still cutting fine. Honestly, it cuts. I mean, it doesn't cut as good as like the Skag or anything, but for what it is with the Iron Forge deck, it cuts fine. It cuts more than fine. Stripes well for what it is. But at the end of the day, these two have about the same footprint. This is, even though this one looks more compact, the Skag's actually the bigger footprint. 2 inches shorter of deck, but this guy weighs substantially less. So this machine's like 7 and change, let's say 750, and let's say I'm 250, just round numbers. So on a lawn, that's 1,000 pounds. This is 1,100 plus 250. This is like, you're looking at 1,400 pounds. Which on our soft lawns, because it's been is raining like crazy, really makes an extreme difference. At some point down the road, I don't have the properties to warrant me spending big money. Whoops, my lights just went off. I gotta move around. Okay. Motion sensing lights for the garage, perfect. So the garage lights, I redid the lighting in this garage. I guess I was just standing still. Everything is considered off right now, but I have a motion LED, which, it lights up the place decent. That light is off. There's other lights. There's a light up in the door opener. But future, I love a windstorm. Love one. I take on so many more cleanups. Just being a one-man operation and the properties that I have, I really don't want to do the leaf cleanups. I mean, I want a few for the money, but that's exactly what I do. I do a few for the money, and that's that. This guy This is the Billy Goat with the 18 horse. But it's not self-propelled. It does not have the wheel motors on it, so I have to push it. It's a push blower. And it is 150 something pounds. Now, just pushing it around on the driveway, on the garage, whatever, no big deal. You get into grass, you get into slopes, and it's annoying. So even if I could find something like this that has, just a self-propelled, that would be great. But this thing is a lifesaver. I got this last season. I gave the guy $600 for it. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He ran a huge lawn maintenance company. But anyway, so this is it. This concludes the 23 season. I have one more property. Hopefully tomorrow it's supposed to rain. I have an appointment Tuesday. Here we go again. I gotta move. Come on. There we go. I've got one property that was a late aeration overseed, so I skipped a couple weeks on it. With the mowing, just got back on it last week. I want to give her one more mow though, because she had gone about 2.5 weeks. And which in October, whatever, that's not normally a big deal, but we've been getting so much rain that the growth has been insane. So I cut her at like 4 inches. I want to get her down. What I do is once we get to the end of October, we go from cutting like a consistent 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. End of October, I dial it down 3.25, and the last cut is usually right at 3 inches. Some guys go 2.75. I just like the 3. I think it's a little better. I don't want to totally just in case we get, this season's kind of been weird, so 3 is perfect for me. But that one property, hopefully tomorrow the weather clears up, even if it's just very end of the day. Just get her out of the way. Everybody's been billed. Fall cleanups, how I do it. I'm going to use the 90-10 this year to blow out beds and whatever. It's going to be 2 services for everybody. There's one person who might want a third. It's fine. No big deal. First service is more of an express service. It's just get the leaves off the property. But it's, it's not every single leaf, and it's not every single leaf. And I'm not going crazy on the garden beds. I'm not going crazy, getting low into bushes and stuff like that. It's just, as quick as I could get them out. And then, sorry with this light, Jesus, come on. Okay. I gotta stand closer to the sensor. I think I'm out of the way. The sensor is the issue. Then I, let's say I divide the month into 2 parts. So let's just say before November 15th, after November 15th, then, we'll go through the garden beds in detail, decks, patios, pool areas, driveways, garage entrances, breezeways, behind sheds, whatever. For me, everything gets blown into a property, blown into a wood line on the property. I blow them deep into the wood line, but it gets blown into wood line nonetheless. No more hallways, no more worrying about bagging or tarping or runs to the dump that are out of the way, because there's no dumps where I am. I mean, there's technically a dump in the same zip code I am, except it's 25 minutes away. So 25 minutes, you're lucky if you get dumping the stuff in an actual 10 minutes. By the time it's an hour, it kills time. And it's not worth it. Yes, I used to pay, I've done this the same way a few years now, but when I used to do haulaways, I used to charge the hell out of the people to haul away. But even so, it's just like, it just, it covers my costs, yes, but it doesn't allow me to go out there and capitalize on my time and what I could potentially be making. Yeah, so that's it. The ones who do opt for fall cleanups will get a no charge spring cleanup. Does not include storm damage, which I've made very, very clear to all the customers. But a down branch, small branch here or there. Come on, this light. I am too far from this light. There we go. Sticks. Anything from the woods. Like I said, I blow my stuff deep into the woods, but anything that blows from a neighbor's yard across the street, whatever. I'll take care of it as long as they opt for continued service. Very important. If they're not going to use me for a free cleanup and bounce, that's not working. If they try and do that, they'll be charged. They know. Nobody's trying to do that, but just on the whim that they do, because of. So I wanted to go into a quick equipment, what's for sale, what's for not. Everything's for sale except for the V-Rad. As far as, let me move this oil thing. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. This guy is for sale next year. It's got a little over 300 hours on it. This Lesko's for sale. This one I gotta work on. I've mentioned this in previous videos. I don't have the time. The mixer's for sale. I'll probably keep the little Toro push power. What do we got on this? 311 hours. I'll probably put like 3 more hours on it. Let's call it 315 by the winter. I'm just thinking of the 1 or 2 properties that this is going to be on 3 properties, actually. I don't envision it being too much hours wise. This thing's awesome. It stripes so nice. You know what I want to do? I think I want to keep the V-Ride, and I either want to get a cheap 0 turn this is technically a time cutter, even though it's got the MyRide platform and whatever. I need to bump this up. This is not heavy duty enough, but at the same time I want to keep the weight down. So I'm either going to do that and get like the Titan. I don't really want to stay with Toro because their parts kind of drive me nuts, but the Titan or equivalent, or maybe if my dealer here is a Skag dealer, maybe a used Freedom. Liberty's too small, but something like that. Patriot is probably a used Patriot would be acceptable. Or even if it's like an old Turf Tiger, but still works. Who cares? I'll use it. But then I go with the weight thing. I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't want to, having the Velocity Plus deck, I don't want to go a step down to the Hero deck, but at the same point I want the weight, and then I think maybe I could have the Advantage deck on something like this, but a Hydro unit rather than a belt drive unit. The only, I don't know, it's whatever's available for the right price on Marketplace. There's a lot of Ferris stuff around here too. They've been hit and miss. I almost bought one in place of this. Instead of this, there's a good guy selling one, good deal, year-old. Only had like 90 hours on it. But it's just, I don't know. It had that terrible seat. So everything else was suspension, but it had that like awful seat. So I would have to replace that, and it was just like, it was a tick below like I forget what model it was. There was was it like the 800? or whatever. Like the hydros just were a little smaller than I wanted. But anyway, fleet update here. And yeah, we'll go from there, but everything's rocking and rolling. Shut this breezeway light off. And on to fall. Plows prepped and ready to go. There's already talk of snow in the forecast. Will it happen? I don't think so. But I gotta be ready. Contract's coming out this week.